During the pandemic, billionaires doubled their wealth while the middle class struggled. All the money in the world moved upwards, where there are fewer pockets, which made the pit much bigger. And this happened because to build wealth, you have to know the real rules. And to compound it, you have to control the rules. Otherwise, you're playing blind. So you don't need to work harder. That's another secret they don't want you to know about. What you actually have to do is to think differently. If you want to move up, you need to understand what they aren't telling you. This is for you if you want to build wealth, but you feel like you're missing a piece of the puzzle. You work hard, but you don't see the results you expected. Or you feel like the system is rigged, but you're not sure how to work it in your favor. If you don't understand these hidden rules, you'll spend your life working for someone else's dreams instead of your own. The sooner you understand how wealth is really built, the sooner you can start making moves that actually change your financial future. Number 1. Money loves speed, but the system wants you slow. The system is designed to slow you down. Banks hold your money for days, but they invest it instantly. Loans take weeks to approve, but private capital moves in hours. Everything in traditional finance is structured to keep you waiting, while those who know how to move fast get in first. If you want to win, you have to start thinking differently. When the market crashes, the rich don't sit around debating if it's the right time to buy. They have capital lined up before the news even breaks. Meanwhile, the middle class is still reading articles, waiting for the right moment, and getting lost in bureaucracy. Keep liquid cash ready so you're not scrambling when an opportunity shows up. Build relationships that give you access to deals before they're public. The biggest opportunities don't come with warnings or permission. They appear, and you either move or somebody else does. Number 2, inflation makes them richer. Now, inflation is a wealth-building tool for those who know how to use it. Most people feel it like a slow drain on their money. Prices go up, salaries do not, and savings lose value. But for those who understand how the system works, inflation is a way to multiply wealth without lifting a finger, because debt becomes cheaper over time. Real estate investors see property values rise while mortgage payments stay fixed. Business owners raise prices, passing that cost on to consumers, while their debt stays locked in at yesterday's rates. Stockholders watch companies adjust to inflation by increasing revenues, pushing share prices higher. The middle class struggles under these rising costs, but those who own appreciating assets see their net worth grow without changing anything. Inflation transfers money from savers to asset holders. The people who benefit from inflation are the same ones who have the power to control it. That's why it never truly gets fixed. Instead of fighting it, the smartest move is to position yourself on the right side of it. Number 3, they never save money, they move it. Now, money sitting still is money losing value. The wealthy don't save the way that most people think. They don't stack cash in a bank account waiting for the right moment. No, they move it constantly, putting it to work in places where it can grow. Every dollar has a job. It's either earning, compounding, or acquiring something that will appreciate over time. When they make money, it doesn't sit still. It flows into assets, businesses, and investments that generate even more. The average person is taught to save for security. The wealthy understand that real security comes from cash flow, not a pile of money losing value to inflation. You don't build wealth by holding money, you do it by controlling where it moves. Number 4, the stock market is not that risky if you own the right things. Now, the stock market is only risky when you treat it like a gamble. You jump in when prices are high, you panic when they drop, you find yourself constantly reacting to news. That kind of investing is unpredictable. It's an emotional roller coaster and it takes up a lot of time and mental energy. But if you focus on ownership rather than making a quick buck, then you will win eventually. Those who build wealth through the stock market don't treat it like a game. They buy businesses, not ticker symbols, and they focus on companies with strong fundamentals, consistent cash flow, and a history of growth. They buy quality investments and hold on to it through the ups and downs. That is how they thrive. You have to let time do the heavy lifting. Number 5, they invest in assets that ordinary people can't access. The ultra-rich don't just invest in stocks and real estate, they put their money into alternative assets, things that appreciate quietly while the average person doesn't even realize they're an option. One of the biggest? Blue chip art. Art, as an asset class, has been outperforming the S&P 500 for over 20 years. Historically, investing in high-end paintings from artists like Warhol or Basquiat was only for the ultra-wealthy. These artworks are treated like real estate, held for years, appreciating in value and then sold for massive returns. But unless you had millions to buy in, this was a market that was closed off to you. But now, with Masterworks, that's changed. You can invest in shares of these paintings just like you would with stocks. When they sell, you get a portion of the profits. Even in the recent market downturn, they sold an $8 million Basquiat painting. Investors have realized annualized net returns of the likes of 17.6%, 17.8%, and 21.5% from assets held for 1 year. Now, this is one of those wealth-building strategies that's been out of reach until now. Services like Masterworks have always had a long wait list, and traditionally only high-net-worth individuals were approved. But since you're an ALUX subscriber, you're getting preferential treatment. Go to masterworks.art/ALUX or scan the QR code on screen right now to skip the waiting list and invest in blue chip art today. Number 6. Your mortgage is their cash flow. A mortgage feels like security. It's a home, a long-term investment, a step toward ownership. But while you're making payments for decades, somebody else is collecting cash every single month. Banks don't hold on to mortgages. They package them up, sell them, and turn them into investments that generate steady, predictable income. Every time you make your payment, a portion of that money flows into the hands of investors who never have to lift a finger for it. While you work to pay off your loan, they collect passive income from an asset they don't even own. Interest is where the real money is made. So the key is shifting from paying interest to earning it. Instead of just thinking like a homeowner, start thinking like people collecting your payments. The real game isn't just owning real estate. It's making sure other people's money is working for you. Number 7. They bank on politicians, not lottery tickets. Wealth is built on influence. Laws, regulations, and tax codes don't appear out of nowhere. They are shaped, rewritten, and adjusted by those who know how to get close to people making the decisions. Control is a far more profitable investment than lottery tickets. A single law can save a corporation billions in taxes. Businesses and investors support policies that create stability and growth in their industries. They work closely with decision makers to ensure the rules support long-term investment, job creation, and economic expansion. The same way people network to advance their careers, companies and investors build connections to create opportunities at a larger scale. The economy is always evolving, and those who stay informed and connected are the ones who benefit the most. Number 8. Scarcity is an illusion. Now, scarcity feels real when you're caught up in it, right? Not enough time, not enough money, not enough opportunities. But the truth is, scarcity is often a matter of perspective, okay? Not reality. Like, money isn't scarce. It moves from one place to another following innovation, investment, and demand. Knowledge isn't scarce. It's more accessible than ever, waiting for those who take the time to learn and apply it. Opportunities aren't scarce either. They exist everywhere, but they don't always come with a flashing sign. They have to be created, recognized, and acted upon before they become obvious to everyone else. Scarcity is only real for those who accept it as their reality. The moment you shift from seeing limits to seeing possibilities, everything changes. Instead of competing for a small piece of the pie, you start looking for ways to make that pie bigger. Number 9. Your spending habits fund their lifestyle. Now, for every person swiping a card, there's somebody else on the other side collecting that revenue. This is how wealth is built, not by cutting expenses, but by owning the businesses that people spend their money on. The cycle is predictable. People buy coffee on the way to work, they stream content in their free time, they upgrade their phone every couple of years. These habits don't change, which is why the companies behind them grow bigger every year. The wealthy understand this, and instead of just being consumers, they position themselves to benefit from it. They invest in the brands that people can't stop spending on and own shares in the platforms that people use every day. Every transaction is an opportunity, and either you're the one making the payment or you're the one collecting it. If you want to be on the side that profits every time money moves, then you have to shift from a consumer to an owner.